coming at you with nothing but Knicks. And we won a good game tonight, played a good game tonight, pulled out a victory. I think the game was closer than it had to be. Had me stressed out a little bit, but I'm glad we won. It would have been horrible for us to take 2 losses in a row to 2 of the worst teams in the league. Bilal, what's up? Noah, what's up? I'm too clutch. What's popping? The Knicks won, man. Oh, your rabbit died. I'm sorry to hear that. But the Knicks they pulled it out, but it was too close to comfort. We should have been, but I'm glad we pulled it out because it would have been horrible for us to lose 2 games to 2 of the worst teams in the league. So I'm really glad we pulled that one out. I want to say shout out to Jarrett Jack. I think Jarrett Jack played a really good game tonight. Although he almost hurt us in the clutch. With that foul, he fouled Bazemore. It ended up being only he only got 2 shots, but it looked like it was a 3. And then he missed the free throw down on the other end. But still, we pulled it out, and his leadership helped us get to that point. So kudos to my man Jarrett Jack. I like to call Jarrett Jack Sticky Fingers, though, because he looks like Sticky Fingers. If you guys know who Onyx is, if you don't know who Onyx is, look him up and look up Sticky Fingers, and he looks like Jarrett Jack, the eye and everything. But kudos to Jarrett Jack for playing. Yo, Black, it's time. What's going on with you, man? Let's go. We got the win. I made it on. Cool. Yeah, I just saw your post. To say you might not make it. I'm glad you made it. Cole, right? Frank is a good shooter. He just needs to shoot it with confidence. And he shot it with confidence tonight. But like I said before, we talked about it before, Frank is actually really good in the fourth. In the fourth quarter, he seems to shoot without fear, and make some, make plays without fear. He just seems to play. Michael, I appreciate it. Thank you. He just seems to play without thinking, and that's a good thing. I think he had 8 points. All of his 8 points came in the fourth quarter. Obviously, it was much needed. So, that's a good trait for him to have, definitely. Yeah, Frank was playing a little bit off the ball. Actually, yes, he was playing small forward in the fourth quarter because we had Jarrett Jack, Ron Baker, and Frank in the game. He was playing some small forward. That's cool. Yep, they had to go with a 3-guard lineup because, Atlanta was playing small. All right, I don't know what happened, but for some reason my YouTube app stopped, but I'm back. Yeah, Frank is almost ready. Baker played, Baker played a good game tonight. I'm not exactly sure what his stats are. See if I can pull up his stats tonight. But Baker played a really good game. And I'm glad because, when I did my quarter season review, I kind of got on him a little bit. And I talked about how, he wasn't worth that $4 million a year that we're paying him. But if he can continue to perform the way he did tonight, and, he played with a lot of energy, spark, and hustle, some things we didn't play with last night. So he brought that to us. Ron Baker, 9 points, 4 assists, 2 steals. That's great production. Great production. If he gives us that every night, he's worth $4 million a year. He played 31 minutes tonight. Yeah, Frank, they look good together because Marty, they look good together because they both play defense. B for Baker. Hey, we got a B for Baker tonight. Yeah. But Frank and Baker, they look good together in that, because they both play defense. When they're playing that aggressive defense together, that looks good. Baker is good, so it's the role the coach gives you. You know what? This is what I'll say why I think Baker looked a lot better tonight. than he has recently. In the past, I think at the beginning of the season, Hornacek was trying Baker at that point guard spot. And Baker's not a point guard in this league. So I think playing him off the ball was the right move. Because then he can play, he doesn't have to worry about handling the ball. He doesn't have to worry about making decisions or running the team. He can just penetrate if he needs to, shoot. So that's a good role for him. Yeah, exactly. Jeff, he sees himself in Baker. Yep. And Noah, Doug McDermott played a heck of a game tonight. Dougie Fresh, that's my man. 23 points, 3 rebounds. He played a heck of a game tonight. And he's earning himself a lot more. He played 31 minutes tonight too. Because he just matched up better with the Hawks than Lance. And of course, he could score the ball. So, Dougie Fresh looked really good tonight. Yeah, Schroeder got benched. Yeah, you know what? I was surprised. I was surprised he got benched. But, Frank plays good defense on Schroeder. Even though Schroeder gets to the basket, he gets inside the lane. I think Frank is usually there with him, and he plays pretty good defense on him. Baker can guard shooting guards. Yeah, he can guard shooting guards. He's a little bit, I think Baker's like 6'4". He's a little bit small at shooting guard, but he's strong and he's tough. He's got a hefty chin too, so he can take shots. But I like, we're going to have to continue to patch guys in while Hardaway is out. Baker can come in and give us some minutes. Every night we're going to need somebody. Tonight it was Doug McDermott. He gave us 23 points. We're going to need somebody always to match, to be that second guy for KP. Nope, never scored on Frank. Frank is too long. Frank is too long for him. Yeah, Jack gets the game ball. Hey, Tony Crow, I know you know who Onyx is. You think Jared Jack looks like Sticky Fingers? I swear I think he looks like Sticky Fingers. When I do my next full recorded show or when I'm back home in the studio Tuesday night, I'm going to bring up a picture of Jared Jack and Sticky Fingers. Look like Sticky Fingers. And I think Jared Jack gets his eyebrows done too. Unless it's just he got some swollenness over top of his eyebrows, but it looks kind of light up there. I think Jared Jack gets them done. But hey, it is what it is. Complaining about Hornacek. Well, he had to go small ball tonight. And it worked. He had to go small ball tonight. Hey, Hornacek pulled the right strings tonight. I got to give him that. Oh, Neo. He does look like Neo, too. I did hear Courtney call him that the other day after the game. He does look a little bit like Neo. Lil Neo. Yeah, that's what he called him. Yeah. Frank should be number 1 in the steals. Now, I don't know because the past few games, Frank, before these last 2 games, Frank was he wasn't getting as much playing time. It wasn't really, getting steals like that. But throughout his career, he's always going to be up there in steals. Yeah, look like both of them. The 3-point guard lineup worked. Because they play defense. And you needed Jared Jack in there to keep things settled down a little bit. We do. We switch a lot. We switch a lot. We still got to figure out how we're going to cover this, the 3-point line and how we're going to deal with the screen and roll, because we definitely switch a lot. Yeah, he brought a lot of hustle, and if he can continue to bring that kind of hustle, then play him. And I'm gonna tell you what else I like. Courtney Lee wasn't playing well. had maybe one of his worst games of the season, 4 points, 2 rebounds. And because of that, Hornacek didn't put him back in. He only played 21 minutes tonight. He ran with the hot hand. And it's something that we talk about frequently, that, Hornacek usually kind of, goes back to his guys. But tonight he ran with the hot hand, and who was playing well. I think Frank had 26 minutes tonight. Frank's line was 8 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 3 steals, and Frank only had 1 turnover tonight. So that's good. That's a good thing. Protected the ball tonight. I see that Frank is becoming more comfortable out there. He's taking his time. He's looking for his shot when he wants to. He's also, looking to get the ball around when he needs to. But I think, Frank is starting to, just be comfortable on the floor. And you can see it in his game. He's more confident shooting the ball. When he took shots tonight, they were confident shots. It wasn't like, oh, should I shoot it? Should I not shoot it? They were confident shots. Went to the basket feeling confident. So maybe he's finally fitting in. I get the feeling that Coach Hornacek told him, yeah, Frank is almost ready. Michael Hospitals, he's almost ready. I think Coach might have sat him down and said, hey, just play your game. Stop thinking so much out there. Just play your game. And it's helping, because he's looking comfortable, fluid, and smooth on the floor. Yep. So, hopefully Frank is ready, to start really getting some serious minutes and eventually, be handed the keys. His breakout game, Noah says his breakout game will be against the Lakers. I'm happy I will finally, let me take it back a minute. I'm happy I will finally be able to watch the Knicks game because I don't have MSG Network. Oh. Yeah, get the league pass, bro. If you don't have MSG Network, get the league pass. I don't know. Of course, it's like $17.99 a month. If you can't, go to Reddit. You'll be able to catch the games there. But I think Frank might be ready to really get a lot of playing time. Start moving into that 26, 30-minute range, and pretty soon get handed the keys. Get handed the keys to the BMW and move it along. I like what's happening with him, so I'm looking forward to it. He's starting to show some speed. He's ready when he dunks. Frank kind of reminds me of a 2K player, man. A my player. He don't have enough VC points to buy that attribute yet, so we might have to wait for him a little bit. I thought he was going to dunk tonight. See, and this is what I'm talking about with Frank's mentality. Sometimes it's still passive because he got the steal tonight, and when he went down, he should have went in trying to dunk. Instead, he went in trying to lay it in. He should have went in trying to dunk that. Luckily, I think it was McDermott. Dougie Fresh was there to follow him up. But, he should have went in with a mindset to dunk. And sometimes, when he goes to the basket, when he got blocked, he went in and he went up with his left. Part of the reason he got blocked is because he got into the lane looking to dish instead of being aggressive and trying to get to the hoop. So, we need Frank to, just at a certain point say, okay, I'm going to get mine and go get it. But I think Frank is, he'll get there. He'll get the VC points up. Every game, his team chemistry percentage is going up. He's collecting those VC points. He's gonna buy that dunk attribute. And he's gonna come out and catch one for us. He should use his body more when he drives. I mean, he's kind of small, so he doesn't have much body to use. But I do understand what you're saying by using his angles, protecting the ball with his body. Yeah, I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. Protect the ball with his body when he goes up. He can dunk. He's just not a show off. I know he can dunk. He can get up there. I've seen him. My player can dunk when I'm at my gym. But when I get into the game and I think I got to dunk, he lays it up and misses. But yeah, I know he could dunk. But sometimes he's just got to get into that mentality of, I'm going in. I'm going in to get one, get mine, and just be aggressive going to the basket, thinking that way. That's gonna, maybe he'll dunk on Lonzo. We'll see. That's going to be a good matchup. I'm looking forward to seeing Frank and Lonzo go against each other. And part of the reason why is because I think that Frank and Lonzo, their style of play, I really think that's the wave of the future as far as point guards are concerned. A lot of people like the point guards that are flashy and want to go to the basket and want to get these exciting dunks and things like that. But I think that the way the game is going, and Golden State kind of, I don't want to say, they brought the trend back. Back in the day, this is how teams played. Teams played together. Teams moved the ball. They moved. Their offense looked like one unit, and it was a lot had to do with point guard play back in the day. And then the game, part of it is Jordan, right? Everyone wanted to be Jordan. Guys came in looking, I got to be the man. I got to be the guy that saves the team and things like that. I think Golden State kind of, San Antonio as well, I think they kind of ushered back in. They brought back in the team play on offense. And because of that, we have young guys coming up, seeing how Golden State plays, and they like it. They enjoy it, and they see the notoriety that Golden State gets from it. And you look at Golden State and they got the super team of stars, but they all still share the ball, move the ball. And I think guys want to play that way. Right. So I think that when we watch the Lakers and the Knicks on Tuesday night, you're seeing two guards that are going to be kind of the model of the way guards play in the future. That's just my opinion. Guards that are versatile, guards that are, versatile, guards that are all around. That's the way I think the league is going. So, I'd like to see that game. I'm going to see it. I can't wait to see that game. Yeah, a homegrown team, man. We definitely do. Let's look at it. We're really rebuilding. And luckily, it's currently 74. You know what? We're going to watch it. I'm going to start watching Frank's 2K rating and post it up there. And we'll watch all of them. I'm going to implement that into the show just so we can watch their ratings. But I'm excited. This is the first time that we're really building with a young team. And it just so happens that we're able to build with a young team and still be 500. But you're talking about Frank, KP, Tim Hardaway Jr., regardless, he's still one of our own. We drafted him. We traded him, but we brought him back. And then we got Dotson. You got Baker. They like they're saying Baker is going to be one in the future. I'm still not sure. We'll see if he's going to be worth that contract. And then you got Hernan Gomez. So yeah, we sent him away to school. He came back better. So we're definitely building with a homegrown team, and it's exciting. I like it. It's definitely exciting. And then, guys, when you look at someone like Doug McDermott, although he wasn't drafted by the Knicks. He's coming into his own. He's finding a home with the Knicks. That's almost just as good, right? And it looks like Cantor, Cantor was in Utah, and then he went to OKC and thought he had a home as a starting center there, but he's finding one here with us. So, we're building guys, and we're building something, and it's enjoyable to watch. Even when we lose, we're building something. It's enjoyable to watch. People that said you couldn't rebuild in New York were wrong. I think, New York respects hustle. I think New York respects good basketball, hard workers. If you come with that, especially if they're young, and we see that, as New Yorkers, we see that, we're going to be behind the team. So, let's just hope that Scott Perry, Mills, let's just hope that they stay on this path, right? Because Phil actually started on this path. He did. He started on this path. He started to, he brought in, he drafted Jerry Grant. He, brought in, he signed Kylo Quinn. He had Lopez, and he kind of started bringing in young guys, and then he sold it out with Derrick Rose and them guys, right? So let's just hope that Perry stays on this path, because I think this is the right path and we're doing it the right way. Nets and Knicks are building for the future. Who's going to win first? I would say that the Knicks have the upper hand right now because we got KP. We got KP. I think we have more of a solid foundation right now than the Nets. Although the Nets, they've definitely have some. They got some talent over there. But I think that the Knicks right now maybe have a little bit of an advantage, and we see it in the record, of course. Having KP, because KP is definitely something, and he's definitely on his way to being a star. He should be an all-star this year. So I think we have an upper hand because of that. Because of KP. But the Nets are doing some good things over there. Got to give it to them. The Nets are definitely doing some good things. You got D'Angelo Russell just picked up Okafor. Jeremy Lin's not even playing. He's hurt. He's going to be able to, do some things for him. So we'll see what happens with him. I'm looking forward to, when we play against them and they're at full strength, we're at full strength. I'm looking forward to that game. I think they played Victor Rodriguez. I think they played better with Baker running shooting guard and having McDermott get more shots. KP's always going to get his. Baker looked good at shooting guard tonight. Frank and Baker create an annoying backcourt. They definitely do. Marty Knicks, and if THJ does not turn out to be J.R. Smith, J.R. Jr. will be fine. Talk about the New York-LA game coming up. Yeah, well, Victor, let's talk about it. I think that I've watched the Lakers play a little bit. God knows they've been on ESPN a lot. Because of Lonzo Ball. But I think that it's going to be an interesting game. It's going to be a lot of young talent in the game. Lonzo Ball is not really too much of a threat offensively, besides his, as far as him really attacking. He doesn't play that style. He kind of plays like Frank. He just gets more minutes than Frank, but he kind of plays like Frank. Of course, we got to watch Kuzma. Kuzma can play. That kid can he can get up and down the floor. You know, he can do a lot. So we're gonna have to deal with Kuzma. You know, and the Lakers want to get up and down the floor. You know what I'm saying? Then of course, you know, Julian Randle, he's coming off the bench right now, isn't he? He's not starting, is he? And then exactly, Brook Lopez, that's gonna be, you know, the one thing about Brook is you know, he's not really aggressive down low. But Kanter's gonna have to, you know, Brook can shoot from the outside. He doesn't really shoot threes a lot, but he can shoot from the outside. So that's going to be definitely a challenge for Enes Kanter. And then you got Brandon Ingram that we got to deal with. I'm actually in Brandon Ingram's hometown right now. He's from Kinston, North Carolina. That's where I am right now. And actually, my in-laws used to go to church with him. He's I mean, I never met him or anything like that. But he, you know, there's, you know, newspaper, you know, you go in the barber shops and stuff, and you see newspaper clippings of him, and, you know, because it's a small town, you know, but, you know, we got to watch Brandon Ingram. Yeah, tell him to eat some burgers. You got to eat something, man. That kid is skinny. We say Frank is skinny. Brandon Ingram is a shoestring. That man can, you all heard the joke, but I'm going to say it again. He can hula hoop through a Cheerio or a Fruit Loop. That man is skinny, but he's good. Got to give it to him. He can ball. He's good. Yeah, weighs a gram, right. Yeah, that man, but he can play some ball. Got to give it to him. He can hoop. So, you know, we're definitely going to have to get back on defense. We're not going to be able to, we can't play around because they like to run. They want to get up the floor. They got thoroughbreds over there that want to get up the floor. And you got someone like Lonzo Ball who wants to get the ball up the floor. So we're definitely going to have to get back on defense. Kanter should be important for us securing offensive rebounds. We're going to need offensive rebounds against the Lakers. The more offensive rebounds we get, the less, you know, they're going to, you know, be sprinting and running up the floor. You know, so I think we definitely need to pound the boards. Let me look a little bit, see what the Lakers are doing right now. Right now, the Lakers are 10-15. They're the 10th seed in the West. Let's look at some of their numbers. They've won 2 in a row. They've won their last 2 games. They average 106 points per game. Opponents average 108 points per game. So, you know, we should be able to score against them. They pull down about 46 rebounds a game. So, you know, it's going to be, let me see. They just beat Charlotte 110-99 in Charlotte. You know, so they're playing well. They're definitely playing well. You know, they're going to be something to deal with. You know, Jordan Clarkson. So I see someone mention Jordan Clarkson earlier. We're going to need, we got to deal with Jordan Clarkson. Let's look at what these guys are averaging right now. Let's start with Lonzo Ball. Let's see what he's doing. Lonzo Ball, 8.6 points, 6.8 rebounds a game, 7.1 assists. This is his rookie year. He's averaging almost 9 points, almost 7 rebounds, and 7 assists a game. You know, people talk a lot about his shot and say he's not putting up superstar stats, but the guy's almost averaging a triple-double as a rookie. I mean, that's balling to me. I don't care about all the other stuff right now about him. You know, they say he's not aggressive and all that kind of stuff. He's not looking to get his shot. He doesn't need to. You don't always need to get your shot. Of course, you want to be aggressive sometimes, but the kid is almost averaging a triple-double. It's hard to knock him. It is hard to get 7 assists. Well, Rose is getting 3 assists a game because he doesn't have a basketball IQ. He doesn't know where people are going to move and where people are going to go to find people in the right spots. Rose is just kind of, I'm going to get the ball and go to the basket, and if my big man is open, I'll dip it to him. But Lonzo Ball is more of an architect out there. He comes down and he's looking to see who's where, putting people in the right spots. So you think Lonzo's overrated? I don't know, man. I mean, 8.6 points a game. I'm going to say 9 points a game, 7 rebounds, 7 assists. I mean, that's almost a triple-double. That's almost a triple-double as a rookie. That's pretty good. Of course, he's got to get his field goal percentage up, and he's got to get his 3-point percentage up. But he'll get there. Can you give a shout out to Tanya's? She don't believe this is live. Hey, Tanya, how you doing? This is Simeon Russell with Nothing But Knicks. This is live. This is live right now after every game. So check us out. Check us out. We talk every game. We talk after every game. It's fun. We have a good time with it. His rebounding stats are misleading. He steals a lot of rebounds. So what do you mean he steals rebounds? Like, so you're saying like his rebounds is like hollow a little bit, like he's grabbing rebounds off of free throw misses or stuff like that. I mean, we're gonna see him. I know Lakers run, so Lonzo gets a lot of easy assists. Well, yeah, I get that, but part of the reason they get up the floor is because of Lonzo too. He looks to get the ball up the floor. That's, good point guards do that. Point guards, I coach AAU, and a lot of point guards, especially young point guards, they think the best way to get the ball up the floor is to grab the ball and run up the floor dribbling, patting it up the floor. That's not the best way to push the ball up the floor, right? The best way to push the ball up the floor is to pass it, right? Because I could take any person, any of you, I guarantee it. I can take any of you, get you in the gym, and we can both start at one end of the baseline. And I will pass the ball to the other baseline and have you race against it. And I guarantee you the ball gets there first. The way to get the ball up the floor, when you talk about pushing the ball up the floor, is to pass it up. And that's what Lonzo does really well. He gets the ball and he looks, and if there's someone ahead that's open, he's getting the ball to him. So a lot of the reasons that they run is because of him. I tell her she don't have to blush. She don't have to blush. Just tell her to join us. We're happy to have her here. So let me see who else is doing what. Let's see what Brandon Ingram is doing. Brandon Ingram, 16 points a game, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. Brandon Ingram is what? 6'8", 6'9". He can handle the ball. The guy is definitely a threat. And we're gonna have to, we gotta be on that guy. Watch his penetration to the basket. Keep him off the line. Yeah, KP might have a problem with Ingram if that's who he's guarding. Definitely. Where's Kyle Kuzma? Let me find Kuzma. Kyle Kuzma. Kuzma is giving us 16 points a game, 6.7 rebounds and 1.5 assists, shooting 49% from the field, 36.5% from three. So they got long, athletic guys that we're gonna have to compete with and deal with Tuesday night. So I think it's going to be a fun game. That's true. His noodle legs could get tired of chasing Dougie Fresh around. That's definitely true because we keep Dougie on the move. He could get tired. Yeah, so I'm definitely looking forward to the game. Let's see who else. Let's see what Brook Lopez is giving us. Brook Lopez, 13 points, 4.5 rebounds. That's one thing. We don't have to worry about Brook Lopez on the boards that much. 1.7 assists. No, it's home. Thank goodness. It's home. Yes, Kuzma would be nasty on the Knicks. You're right about that. Yep, we play the Lakers home and then we go to Brooklyn. If Frank grows to 6'8", good question. If Frank grows to 6'8", yeah, I would still keep him at point guard, but I'd move him around, kind of like Philly does with what's his name there. I'd move him around. If Frank grew to 6'8", and I would Simmons. I'd start him at point, and then I'd bring him in for to the 3. I would definitely continue to keep him at point, though. It's such a, when you have a long, tall point guard, I think it creates mismatches all over the floor. Plus, it allows you to be more versatile on offense and defense, right? So let's just say Frank was 6'8". He grew to be 6'8", right? And then you have your shooting guard who's 6'6", and then you have a small forward that's 6'8". Then you have a power forward that's 7'3". Then you have a center that's 7 foot, 6'10" to 7 foot. That's a lot of length, right? That is a lot of length. And then when you bring, if you want to, you want to bring in a substitution, you could sub in a point guard and move Frank to the 3 if you want to, or to the 2. So there's so many different things you can do if you have someone who's long. And then he can guard the 1, the 2, or the 3 if he's 6'8". So I definitely keep him there. Yeah, put on like 15 pounds. Sincere the genius. He looked a little bit bigger, and someone pointed this out. He looked a little bit bigger over the summer. But of course, once you really start playing every other night, you're going to lose some weight. But I think over the summer, if he can put on 10 to 15 pounds of muscle, and if you look at him, he has long, big, wide shoulders. So he has a lot to fill out. And I think, once he fills that out, KP as well. Just think about when KP and Frank fill out and they're really playing at their peak. Will be something to deal with. Will he be an all-star at one point? I think he has the tools to be. Will he be? I don't know. I definitely think he has the tools. It's going to depend on his development. I think that I was going to mention Conley. So many things depend on it. I don't know if you'll want to always look at all-star teams nowadays, because if you look at Mike Conley or Damian Lillard, they haven't made an all-star team because they play in the West, right? And you got so many point guards in the West, so they haven't made an all-star team. I'd be more concerned about them making all NBA first, second, or third team. I'm more concerned about that than all-star team, right? Because the all-star team can be fickle, just with what conference you play in and stuff like that. So I'm a little bit. I'm more concerned with the all NBA team. But I think Frank has the potential and the tools to do that. We've got to see how well he develops. He should be a first team all defense this year. I think he needs more playing time to prove it first. I did do a video a little while back asking if he was one of the top defensive players in the league already. And he might be one of the top defensive players in the league already, but he needs the minutes to prove it. James Willie says, do you think we can win the next 4 games? I do. We play, let me see, we play the Lakers, then we play Brooklyn. Who's after that? Let me look at it. Let me pull up the schedule. Okay, so yeah, we play Lakers, then we play Brooklyn, then we play OKC. Yep, that's going to be a game. Then we play Charlotte. I think they're all winnable games, right? Even though we play Charlotte in Charlotte, we play the Lakers at home, we play Brooklyn in Brooklyn, then we play OKC at home. I think they're winnable. OKC is currently, their record is currently 12-13. I think they're a better 12-13 team than you would expect, of course. When you got Russell Westbrook, Melo, and PG-13, they're definitely going to be better than that kind of a 12-13 team. They've had to work some things out. They've been playing better lately. Melo's been kind of, the last few games, he's kind of taking a back seat. He says, I read up a little bit about him. He said, he's learned. He knows he's not always going to be the man. So, we'll see how that works out. But it's going to be a hype game. What do you guys think? You think in that game? I think we talked about it before. You think? That's what I was going to ask. Will the Knicks do a tribute to Melo at the Garden? I think they should. Man. He played with us for 7 years, whatever it was. We had a lot of nights that were enjoyable with Melo there, right? We had some good nights with him. We didn't win with him the way that we thought we could, but we had a lot of good memories with Melo. I mean, what he scored, 62 points or whatever it was. That's a big memory right there. But I think he should. I think we should do a tribute for him. That 3 versus the Bulls. That was Yep. Melo loved New York. I think we should show him some love. I think, it just turned bad. And Phil Jackson was a catalyst to that. It probably could have been 84. But Phil Jackson was a catalyst to that, and it definitely wasn't all Melo's fault. So I think that I hope the fans, it became toxic for him. Exactly, J.R. Will, became toxic. So I hope that the fans, show him some love. I expect it's probably going to be mixed, but I really hope the fans show him some love. I hope the team shows him, the team shows him some love. He's going to be around in New York in the off season. His New York is his home. He's got businesses here and everything. So I'd like to see everybody show him some love. And then we go out there and kick their butt. I mean, that's what we do, right? Show them a little bit of love and then go out there and kick their butt and send them back to OKC mad. I don't think we be running this system with Melo ball hogging. You just never know, honestly. You just never know. Maybe not, or maybe Melo would have recognized that it's time for him to chill out and let some other guys take over. Who knows? I can tell you this. we wouldn't be the same team. I don't know if we'd have a better record or a worse record. We wouldn't be the same team because of what Cantor gives us, I think. Right? Melo gets rebounds, but a lot of his rebounds are like, offensive tips or something like that. He doesn't really gobble up rebounds, and of course he could score, but we miss so much. What Cantor gives us, we wouldn't have got from Melo. His ability to be a force down low, rebounding the ball, scoring on a low block. Although Melo could score on the low block, a lot of times he was pulling mid-range jumpers. So I don't think we'd be the same team. And I'm not saying that to knock Melo. It's just the chemistry that we have with Cantor there, and then of course with Dougie Fresh coming off the bench. I don't think we'd have the same chemistry. Because then instead of having Cantor down low, we'd be dealing with Noah or Hernan Gomez instead of Cantor. So I like what we have and what we've done. So we wouldn't be the same team because we'd be missing a lot of things, and we'd be missing some chemistry probably. So, and I like Melo, so I'm not doing it to bash him, but that's just what I think. Scott Perry did a great job, pulling in Cantor and Dougie Fresh in a second round pick. When KP started cooking, Melo would try to cook too. Sometimes that happened. He would, and it's kind of like, this was my city, this was my club, this was my team. Now you got a new guy to love. Let me show you what I still have. But I think that eventually, if Melo was here, he eventually would have gave everything over to KP. I think he would have gave everything over to KP one day, because everyone realizes that they can't do it. There comes a certain point. I know for me, there came a certain point when I realized, wow, I can't do what I did before. And I had to start to, and it's a struggle, but I had to start to just let other guys do things that they could do. But it takes a little while to recognize that. He might be recognizing it in OKC now. Yeah, I know he's still refusing to come off the bench. I don't know what's going on in OKC. I haven't followed them that closely to know if he needs to be coming off the bench or anything like that. I honestly think that if the coach asked him, he would try. He might try it. You think so? You think he'd demand a trade? I don't know. Melo doesn't seem like the confrontational type of guy. Somehow, some way, Melo is like, it's weird. He's like, he's not confrontational. He's not gonna come out and be like, no, I'm not gonna do this, trade me. Although, he did scoff at it and laugh at it when the question was asked to him. But I think if the coach asked him, he might not like it. Yeah, he's very passive aggressive, and he might try it, and he might be the kind of guy that tries it and makes it not work deliberately. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I don't know. Melo got too much pride for no real. And the thing about Melo is, like, he's passive aggressive. He's not going to be disrespectful, but his demeanor makes everyone respect him. Right. And that's why so many guys around the league like him, and, like him as a person and things like that, because of his demeanor. His demeanor kind of demands respect. And I'm not, and it's, as a person, it's a great thing. On the basketball court, it's not always a great thing, because, and it's funny because I'm seeing it even with OKC, if Melo wants the ball, he gets the ball. Right? I didn't watch a bunch of their games, but I watched some of them. If he wants the ball, Russell Westbrook is giving him the ball. That's why you really needed someone who could put Melo in his place on the Knicks, and we never had that. A point guard that could put Melo in his place. So it's a weird kind of respect that he gets around the league, that everybody kind of defers to him. But you know what? We don't even have to deal with it anymore. I like Melo. I'm not going to say that I don't, but it probably, we don't have to deal with whatever good or bad he brought. I like the team that we have. I like what they did bringing in Cantor and Dougie Fresh. So, it's a positive things for us right now. And OKC got to deal with the Melo drama. I don't know what's going to happen there. If it doesn't work out this season, I don't see Melo opting out. He wants his money. So, if he doesn't opt out, if they don't have a good season, I think he's going to opt into his contract because he knows he's not going to get another contract that big. He's definitely not going to get another contract that big. I think he's going to get his money, and then you'll see him on short contracts. Let me ask you guys this. Let's say the Knicks let's say next year or the year after, we are a team. We're right on the cusp of being a contender, right on the cusp, and we need a veteran player that can, come off the bench and light it up if need be, but knows how to play the game. And Melo agreed to be a player on a decent contract to come off the bench. Would you do it? No. Christian Voto said no. Why not? Only if he's willing to come off the bench. That's what I'm saying. If he agreed to it, if he says, you know what, I'll come off the bench. I'll be that vet guy like Rasheed Wallace was for us back in the day. A guy like that. I'll be that kind of guy. I'll come off the bench. I'll do whatever role you need me to do. Would you do it? I think I would do it. I might do it. What I would do is I would try it on a short contract, right? I'd give him, a contract for a year, do a 1-year contract and see how it works. And if it doesn't work out, then you're done with him for that year. Yeah, I don't know why my YouTube app keeps freezing up on me, but I'm back. Yeah, he could be like a Joe Johnson is for Utah. Exactly. If he was willing to accept that. At some point he's going to have to accept it. He's not going to, if we became a contender, Melo deserves to win with us. He went through a lot here. James Willie, I kind of agree with you. But I definitely agree with you. But we would need him to say, I'm going to play my role. We would need him to accept a role player, accept being a role player at that point. Joe Johnson is in Utah now. He was cooking in the playoffs last year. Joe Johnson was. So, who knows if that could happen? I'm gonna say, honestly, that I think that could be a possibility one day. That Melo came back. Melo loved New York. I think he wanted to win in New York. So I think that I think it's still a possibility that it could happen one day on the right kind of contract. When he's a vet looking for a home and he can retire here, right? So that's something that I think could happen. Yeah, where I am here, down here in Kinston, the connection isn't that great. So sometimes, for whatever reason, the YouTube app is freezing up, probably getting a little bit of lag. But make that last run, and he'll come back. Make Michael Hospitals. He'll come back and make that last run with the Knicks. I really do think it's possible. Yeah. Okay, cool. I think what happened, Captain, is I ain't mean to rhyme that either. But I think what happened is my YouTube app went down, so but I'm back up. Yeah. When is Timmy coming back? I think Timmy is going to go under an evaluation probably this week. Be the number 9. That's funny. I think Timmy's gonna go under another evaluation, and we probably hear something this week. Seen him in a boot the game today. Protecting that leg. But he's probably hopefully he's back soon. We need him out there. We definitely need him out there. Hey, but listen, guys, it's 11:36. I think can Timmy be a star? I mean, he could be. I think you know what? Timmy's 25, so he still has some time to develop. His game is still developing. He probably can. I don't know if he's going to be your second guy, right? Yeah, probably not a superstar. I don't know if he's going to be your second guy on the team. I think he's more of a third option type of player because it's just certain things that I don't think he does. I don't see in his game that you look for in your first or second option. I think he can be a third player on a championship team. Will Porzingis ever win an MVP? I think he will. I think one day he will. I mean, if Porzingis, you look at the way he started the season, and he was killing. I think that the way he started the season, once he gains the endurance, he'll be able to complete a whole season in that same manner. And I think he'll be an MVP candidate. Yeah, we definitely need an Otto Porter kind of guy. If we get an Otto Porter type of guy, man, I mean, that'd be perfect for us. The day we win a chip, I'm going to the parade. I'm going to be there with you. I'm going to be right out there with you. Because that'd be amazing. I'm going to be there with you. Trust me. Yeah. Hey, listen, guys, I'm gonna log off. I like Bradley Beal. I think he plays defense. He can shoot. Sometimes he fades away. I don't know. I watch him. I live in DC or outside of DC. I watch Bradley Beal sometimes, and there are times when he kind of fades out of the game a little bit. But he can hoop though. He's nice. But listen, I'm going to log off. I'm going to see you guys after the Laker game. And one of these nights, I don't know when it's going to be, but I'm going to schedule an event where I'm going to get on. I'm not going to broadcast the game, but I'll be on talking throughout one of these games. I don't know when, but I'll see when it is. I'll be out, I'll just be on talking, watching the game and talking. Maybe we can chat it up together. But I'm definitely going to keep it coming. I'm out for the night, and I'll talk to you guys on Tuesday. Peace. Have a good night. Mm-hmm.